just so we're clear, you did get beat by a fling stick, right?
I got 92.
Hey guys, welcome back to Review from the Top. I am super excited about what I'm reviewing today because it has changed my life. All right, maybe it hasn't literally changed my life, but it's changed my pastimes and hobbies for sure. So quick backstory about me, I hate golf. Well, I don't hate it. I would love to be good at it, and I'd love to enjoy it. I just never really got into it. I took lessons for a short time after high school, but I never did it enough to get good at it. It was just never fun for me. So that's why I'm so excited about the product that I'm reviewing today. What I'm reviewing today is called the FlingStick. And for lack of better terms, it's just a long stick with a plastic end. It's got a trough in it. And what you do is you put a golf ball in here, and instead of hitting the golf ball with the club, you grab it by the handle and you fling it. This is made by a company called NewSwarm, and they have several different versions of this. This is the Stinger, and this is the first one that I started with. And when NewSwarm FlingGolf found out that I was doing this review video, Alex at FlingGolf sent me down the new Ballistic to review. So this is the Ballistic, and I'll get more into the different models in a second here. Let me get this out of the way. But basically they all consist of the same thing. They consist of a plastic end with a foam pad. You got this nice comfortable grippy handle, and you got a carbon fiber rod. Not a whole lot to it. They do make a different version that instead of these foam pads, these striker pads, they do make a version that has a little trough and you push the ball instead of smacking the ball with this foam pad. Real quick, I wanted to talk about different price points. The Ballistic, right here as you see it, is $189. The Stinger is $159. They also make a simpler version, the basic entry-level version, which is the Launch, and that's $124. And then there's also a junior, smaller club size that's $89. I'm not going to get too much into how to use the FlingStick. There's already some fantastic resources out there. The FlingGolf YouTube channel and the FlingGolf Players Club. I'll link those below in the notes below this video. But those already have some fantastic videos on how to use it, some different forms you can use, some different swing styles, different techniques for playing different distances. I'll link those below. But what I do want to do is show you a side-by-side comparison to just show you how awesome the FlingStick is. So what I did is I went out and golfed a round of golf with two of my friends. One is an avid golfer, he goes every week, and the other is a semi-regular once-a-year golfer. Compared to me, who's only been golfing like maybe 5 times in his life, I thought it was a perfect example. So they both use conventional clubs, and I used my FlingStick the entire time. Now, before we went, I did have to do some preparation. Now, FlingGolf calls any course that has already had a FlingStick used at it, they call that liberated. So I was delighted to find out that my local course has already been liberated, and I've actually used my FlingStick on that course before. If you go and liberate a course, if you're the first one to use a FlingStick at a golf course, you can go on the FlingGolf website and update that site and say that it's been liberated. I did talk to the people at my course, and they had no problems with the FlingStick, but they did require me to have my own bag. So I did purchase this small bag. They didn't want us sharing bags with the guys that I was with. They said that would cause some problems. So they had no problem with me using my FlingStick, but they did require that I use this separate bag. So I just carry around this little bag. I carry both of my FlingSticks, and I carry this putter just in case. I'll get more to that in a second, but check with your local course and see what they require, but mine did require that I use that separate bag. That was the only requirement. That was the preparation I did for that. I made sure that the course was liberated. Also, I wanted to practice. Now, the best way to go and practice for driving is just to go to the driving range like you would any normal golf course, grab a bucket of balls, and just start flinging. I did that, and then I also practiced putting. Now, putting is one of the most challenging things with the FlingStick. Because this thing is so long and it's so light, putting is really challenging. You're also striking the ball with this foam pad, the striker pad. It's spongy, so it gives a little as the ball hits it. It does take some getting used to. It's a little bit different. One of my biggest complaints about the original FlingStick was it was so light, I could never get the right feel as I was putting. FlingGolf solved that. They came up with this, what they call the putting slug. And all the putting slug is a little neoprene bag, and it holds 2 golf balls. You put your golf balls in there, and then you slide this putting slug into tip of your fling stick, and that sits in there nice and tight, and it gives it that extra little bit of added weight to give you some mass, some inertia behind your swing, and that has helped a lot with my putting. So in order to prepare for my putting, I did not go to the driving range. I actually took my fling stick with my wife to my local putt-putt course, and I did 18 holes at Fort Walton's very own Goofy Golf. So the final result was 55 to 53. I had 55, my wife had 53. So that is an average score that I would probably get even if I was using a conventional putter. It was really good practice, and it was a lot of fun to use the fling stick in a lot of different scenarios and a lot of challenging holes. Definitely practice with it. Putting is going to be the most difficult thing if you're new to the fling stick. At least that was for me. Now I also did set up one of those little at-home putting greens, and I've actually gotten pretty good at that, so that really helped me tremendously as well. All right, so I'd done my homework. I'd been to the driving range. I'd been putt-putting. I practiced at home. I was as ready as I was ever going to get. So me and my friends Kyle and Jonathan went to the Fort Walton Beach Golf Club and played 18 holes at the Oaks course. It was a ton of fun and a really interesting experience. So I'll do a quick montage, show you guys how that went, and then stay tuned because I'll come back at the end for some final thoughts on the fling stick. So check this out. What's up, everybody? Today's the day. It's time for the official FlingGolf challenge. I'm here with my friends Jonathan and Kyle. There's Jonathan. There's Kyle.
What's up, everybody?
We are going to compare the fling stick with standard golf. I am going to be using the fling stick. Kyle and Jonathan are both going to be using their own golf clubs, and we're going to see how we do. Jonathan, how often would you say you golf?
Once a year.
All right. What's your average score?
123.
Okay. Kyle, how often do you golf?
50 times a year.
Okay. So once a week, basically.
Yes.
All right. What's your average score?
Probably about an 80.
Okay. All right. Well, I got my work cut out for me. We'll see how this goes. Who's up first? Woo. It's pretty good. Definitely far over par, but a lot better than I would have been doing if I was golfing. So thanks, FlingStick. Nice.
Right on the edge of the water.
What do you think? What do you think of your first fling?
I think I'll keep my...
All right, the results are in. We're done. I finished with a 93 fling stick. Kyle, what'd you get?
Shot a 77.
77? Get out of here. Jonathan, stop.
92.
Did you keep score?
No.
All right, well, there we go. Thanks, guys. It was fun. All right, as you can see, that was a lot of fun. 93, I'm not mad about it. That's better than I would have ever done with golf clubs, I assure you. Even though par was only 72, that's still fantastic for me. I'm pretty happy with that, especially since I beat Jonathan.
I got 92.
Anyway, want to do some final thoughts about the FlingStick. As you can see, this thing is just a ton of fun. Conventional golfers are a little bit apprehensive, but everyone who picks it up and uses it realizes it's just plain fun. Even at the driving range when I was practicing, I had the guy next to me come up to me. He's like, man, I thought you were just whiffing every single one of them. I looked over and then you're just cranking these balls down the fairway. So I let him take a few swings and he absolutely loved it too. So everywhere you go, this thing turns heads and everybody who picks it up and tries it just has fun with it. You can channel your inner Happy Gilmore and just run up and fling it without worrying where it's going to go. The guys were driving the ball way farther than I could fling it. Whatever it lacks in distance, it makes up for in accuracy because I was straight down the fairway every single time. In fact, Kyle even made a comment about that. There is some finesse and there is some form that helps you fling the balls, and you can actually check out those videos that I referenced in the notes for some tips and pointers. The more you practice with it, the better you're going to get and the more you're going to enjoy yourself. But even with the occasional mess ups and not driving it as far as I would like, I was still so happy with the results. It was a ton of fun. That's the beauty of the FlingStick. You can play alongside your golfing buddies without having to worry about it. You don't have to go and practice, and you're not spending a ton of money on clubs. One club the entire time, different techniques and different styles for flinging the ball different ways and different distances. But overall, it just gets you out there with your friends golfing without having to worry about all the nuances. A couple final thoughts. There is one thing that I did to my ballistic FlingStick that helped me tremendously. Now, the striker pad is just foam and there's no reference marks on it. I painted a silver line across the front of the striker pad, and then I followed that line straight across the top on these two little edges here. And that helped me with being able to see it as I was aiming. As I'm looking from the top, I could see those marks lining up, and that helped with aiming my shots as I was putting. Now, if you do find you're still not putting as good, even with the putting slug and even with the marks, you can always just use a conventional putter. There's nothing wrong with taking the FlingStick with you and using a conventional putter when you're ready to putt. Do whatever's comfortable for you and whatever's going to have the most fun. All right, real quick in closing, I did want to go through some of the accessories and the options with the FlingStick. The ballistic is the Ferrari, like I said. It's the newest of the models. It's the longest. Took a little bit of getting used to for me because I was used to my Stinger, but I definitely noticed a difference in how far I was flinging the ball with the ballistic. The Stinger and the Launch are also fantastic. There's some customizable options. You should check out their website to see what you can customize. A lot of them do come with the putting slug. It is included with the FlingStick. The ones that don't, I believe the putting slug is $9 by itself. But it makes a huge difference, so definitely get one of these if it doesn't come included. Also, you might have seen me use this in the video. FlingGolf does offer this really cool divot repair tool. Even though I wasn't making a whole lot of divots while I was out there, I was using this tool because it has this really handy magnetic removable ball marker. So with the three of us all putting at the same time, I did use this quite a bit. Even if you don't use the divot repair tool, you can repair your friend's divots and mark your ball. So this thing's super cool. All right, lastly, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Alex at NewSwarm FlingGolf for letting me do a review of the ballistic. This thing is fantastic, so cool. Thanks for making such an awesome product and for literally changing the game of golf for me. You have made it so that I can get out and enjoy myself on a golf course with my friends, something I never thought I'd be able to say. So guys, if you are frustrated with the game of golf, if you don't want to get into the complexity, to the nuances, to the expenses of golf, but you're super interested in it still, or you have friends that are avid golfers, please check out the FlingStick. I promise you won't regret it. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.